This is an introduction to the Forrest manufacturing model 480i horizontal bandsaw. From the name, obviously, horizontal blade, traveling table. The height of the blade is adjustable by hand crank. In this case, up to 30 inches above the table surface. The table has a variable speed powered travel mechanism. Travels back and forth, automatically stops. Has a couple of safety features built in. For example, on the forward run, when it reaches end of travel, it automatically turns off the bandsaw. Reverse run, of course, turns it off. When you, we have a blade breakage or blade fault detector. If you break the blade, or if you have inadequate air tension to properly tension the blade, then you get a fault condition that will stop the blade from running, which in turn stops the table from advancing. This machine has an air cylinder or pneumatic blade tensioning controlled from the front here. Makes tensioning the blade properly and accurately very easy. Also makes blade changes very easy. This machine has a variable speed control for the saw blade. Nominal speed, we run up to about 3,000 RPM. I'm running at about 10% speed there. That's about 3,000. It is controlled by a programmable variable frequency drive, so you can bump that up to about 4,500 feet per minute if you like at 90 hertz. Decelerates to a stop in a controlled manner. This saw has a couple of other oddball features. We normally use a DC motor controller for the table drive, but this particular customer wants a larger speed range. So we have used a VFD to control the table motion, and we're using a special VFD duty motor to run the table. It's good for up to 6,000 RPM with a base speed of 1,800 RPM. Gives us a lot larger speed range. This customer wants to have a relatively fast cycle time, so you wind up with two speed controls, forward and reverse table control motion with a stop button, and you have separate forward speed and reverse speed. The idea being you will cut at some modest speed, call it 25% of full speed, and you want to return much more rapidly, typically just at 100% of speed. That's controlled here. The owners of the saw have the option to make changes to these parameters inside the control panel by programming the VFDs. Sounds complicated, but it's not that challenging really. You just set the maximum speed you want the thing to travel at. We've left the table skin off this right now. We were making some adjustments, and you can make all the adjustments you need with the table skin off, but we're just making it easier for ourselves, so we put the table skin on in a minute. So a quick demonstration here. Saw start, stop, and speed controls here. Saw will not start. It was detensioned. Go ahead and give it 50% speed just for demonstration so the saw doesn't drown me out. And then run the table forward. I've got an acceleration time from 0 to full speed of about 3 seconds. So that's a pretty typical cutting speed. You can of course run it faster. And if you're impatient, you'd probably do just that for demonstration purposes. Gets to the end of the table travel. Stops the blade. We do have a 3-second delay built in there. You have to pause at least 3 seconds between the end of forward motion and return motion, just to prevent the operator from accidentally slamming the machine back and forth. Then you press the reverse button. Returns back to the home position. We're running this thing at 124 hertz right now. You can run about almost twice as fast as this in the home position. We have about a 1.5 second deceleration profile, but it does give a nice smooth stop. We can probably choke that down to like a 1 second deceleration and still be good. But the faster you're going, the longer you want to give it to decelerate, otherwise it just gets to be a little dramatic. This machine has special dimensions. The customer is working with a relatively small workpiece, So we made the machine much smaller than normal. This has about I think a 26-inch working blade length. Standard is about 50-inch working blade length, and the table is usually about 4 foot by 8 foot. Relatively compact saw. We can make these up to 72 inches wide and tables as long as you care to buy. That is the Forrest manufacturing model 480i. If you have any questions, please feel free to call or email us. Thank you.